Hi, everyone. Welcome to Monday Morning Mastery, powered by the Next Academy, building construction leaders for what comes next. I'm Cody Phillips, as always. Hope this finds you ready to attack the day ahead. At 23, he tried to start a business, but it failed. He then tried politics, running for a lower level office, and lost. He then lost his job. At 24, he borrowed money to start another business, but it failed too, and he spent the next 17 years trying to pay off the debt. At 26, he got engaged, but his fiancée died before the wedding. At 27, he had a total nervous breakdown, and for 6 months did almost nothing. At 29, he tried politics again and lost his first campaign for the state legislature before winning the next election and serving 4 terms. Next, he ran for Congress, but once again, he lost. It was at some point during these years that he wrote to a friend, "I am now the most miserable man living. If what I feel were equally distributed to the whole human family, there would not be one cheerful face on earth." It was also during this time that he did get married, but it was never a happy marriage. At the age of 37, he ran for Congress and actually won a 2-year term. But 2 years later, he chose not to run for re-election and sought a position with the General Land Office, for which he was rejected. Unbelievably, I think, given all his past failures, when he was 45, he ran for the U.S. Senate and lost again. 2 years later, he sought to be his party's nominee for vice president, but he was not selected. 2 years after, he ran for the Senate again, and again he was defeated. I have to pause here and ask, how many of us would have given up by now? How much defeat, how much disappointment and failure is one person expected to endure? This man did have some limited success over the course of his life. He was a respected professional, a self-made lawyer. He had a personality that people genuinely liked, but so much of his life was characterized by unfulfilled dreams and unrealized determination. His experience was one demoralizing, heartbreaking, sometimes tragic episode after another. And yet, to continue with the story of this man's life, 2 years after he lost his bid for the Senate at the age of 51, Abraham Lincoln ran for and was elected to the office of President of the United States. He has been described as the most inexperienced and least prepared ever to hold this office. Historians have generally seen him as not really ready for the position he was taking on. And yet, he was perhaps our greatest president because, as one historian argues, he had this tremendous capacity for personal growth. It was not his position that made him great, it was his disposition. He was able to not just get through the setbacks and failures and suffering, but use them as periods of insight, of learning, of growth. These episodes led to a greater depth of being, a greater understanding of wisdom, of maturity, a broadening and strengthening of his character, which would be just the preparation needed for the long and bloody struggle for national unity that lay ahead. I love that story. It was featured in a wonderful book written by Dr. Kevin Elko and Dwayne Thompson. And there is a long list of so many who have faced incredible, seemingly insurmountable odds, and yet they've overcome, not just in spite of, but because of their suffering and adversity, because of the strength and depth that they gained in the process. I have a ton of friends and family that tell me that they aren't quitters. But would you have the same level of perseverance that President Lincoln had? Doubtful, if you're being truthful with yourself. But oftentimes, it takes that level of grit, of determination, that no-quit attitude to make it in this world. I'd ask that you look deep within yourself and decide today that you will not quit until you've reached your true destiny. I know you can do it. Now, you have to do the work and, more importantly, see it through. Thank you for listening and watching. As always, I hope you found great value in today's episode. Don't be defined by yesterday. Be the best version of you today. Every day is another opportunity to learn and to grow. If you're in the construction industry or you know of someone who is, please visit our newly redesigned website at nextleadershipacademy.org to learn more about the Next Academy that I am so proud of. Our registration is closed for the 2021 class, but we'd love for you to hop on our 2022 waiting list that will allow you to be notified first when registration opens. Next is a unique 12-month academy. It's committed to helping our participants become more prepared, dynamic leaders who can drive their company's sustainability and profitability long into the future. If you're in search of personal and professional growth and ready to challenge yourself, you should consider the Next Academy in 2022. To all of you listening and watching, thank you so much for your support of these messages, your support of me personally, your support of what we are building at the Next Academy, and your willingness to hit that share button, that like button, and pass along my content to coworkers, friends, and family across that big social media landscape that we are all a part of. If I can ever help you in any way, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'm always here to help you, or more importantly, find you the necessary resources that can help you along your leadership journey in 2021. Please be safe and smart out there. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, attack the day ahead, own your life, and be next.